and I look forward to a new path ahead. I'll be resigning from office with my last day being January 5th, 2026, and I look forward to seeing many of you again sometime in the future. May God bless you all, and may God bless America.
All right, Madge. Thanks for stopping in. We have a retired Army Brigadier General, former farmer, grass-fed cattle.
That's right.
Important.
That's right.
Running for Marjorie Taylor Greene's seat in Georgia. Good morning. I don't know what to call you. Lieutenant, General, Brigadier? What?
Brigadier General.
You can just call me Sean.
Hi, Sean. Thanks for coming on with us.
Hey, it's great to be on your show. Hey, before we even get into all the political stuff, Stephanie, Northwest Georgia loves your show. This morning, we put something out on my social media saying, hey, I'm going to be on Stephanie's show. And all of my supporters started calling me saying, hey, please, this is great. So one particular person I want to call out is Cheryl. Cheryl just hit me up on my phone and say, please tell her I said hi. And I want to do that before we start talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene, elections, or anything.
Thank you so much. You know what? We love us some Georgia. I tell you, we were telling you, we had a great Sexy Liberal show in Atlanta with Representative Hank Johnson. He was fantastic. Remember, we just had Andrew Young on not too long ago?
That's
and
right.
I said, you're the first person I've taken a picture with your statue and gotten to interview you.
He's a legend.
Yes. Yeah.
Both Andrew and Hank are outstanding great Americans.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about this. Were you shocked, like everybody else was, that she resigned from Congress Friday? Now, you ran against her last time, and
Yes.
if you don't mind, I know not to be rude, you took a drubbing because it's a very red district.
But you know, Stephanie, what I would tell you, the last time I ran against her, I really just got out of the military. So the people here in Northwest Georgia they knew of General Harris. They didn't know me personally. But at the end of the day, we actually received the most votes of anybody that's actually ran here in the 14th. Yeah. 135,000 outstanding Americans voted for me.
Wow.
With that being said, after we did our analysis, a couple things came out of that analysis. And you'll hear me talk about Democrats, Independents, and common sense Republicans. But it came out in the analysis, and an Atlanta Journal did a news report on it that said 5% of the people that voted for Donald Trump voted for me.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, independents actually came directly to my position, and we actually outperformed Vice President Harris. I don't know why we did that. I'm not happy to say that, but I say that to say this reason. From those numbers, that is why we said, you know what? Let's do something different. Yeah. Let's be the first candidate ever to run against Marjorie Taylor Greene a second time. And when we did that, we started more than 200 days ago. And I would just say this and I'll stop. Everybody else was surprised that Marjorie Taylor Greene was going to drop out of the race. We wasn't. I wasn't, because we actually had a plan, because we knew if Marjorie Taylor Greene started listening to the people here in Northwest Georgia about health care and all these kind of things, the Republican Party is going to run her out, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean, boy, if any news cycle blew a hole through the time-space continuum, it was Friday with Trump sucking up to Mamdani in the Oval Office and Marjorie Taylor Greene quitting. But I mean, she's blown MAGA up, in my opinion. I mean, it's just citing death threats and Donald Trump's bullying, and again calling them out on all of those issues that your constituents care about, affordability. I mean, it feels like everything is wide open. This election cycle, doesn't it?
And you're exactly right. That is the message that I've been pushing to our Democratic brothers and sisters, our independent brothers and sisters, and our common sense Republicans. Guess what? This race now is wide open because we have systems in place. It is the Republican Party that's right now scrambling this morning trying to find somebody to run against me. Then on top of trying to find somebody to run against me, at some point, President Trump's going to put his finger on the scale and say, I want to endorse this particular person. Guess what? It's only one Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I just was going to say, Sean,
they're not going to have
They're not going to have her name recognition.
If they want to go find another one, go find them. But that person can't be Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Right.
And now the people here in Northwest Georgia in the 14th, they actually got a choice. And I believe they're going to pick me 100%. And we're going to beat them now. and then we'll turn back around in November and do it all over again.
Yep. Your new political strategist, Marjorie Taylor Greene, predicted.
Yes. I'm gonna ask her for endorsement.
Yeah, exactly. You should.
She predicted the GOP will lose its grip next year amid political stumbles by Trump, and I agree. Let's talk about you. After 40 years of military service, you retired as Army Brigadier General. You and your wife Carla have 5 kids, 4 grandchildren. You live in Rockmart, Georgia, where you run their first generation grass-fed cattle farm. Carla's a family doctor. You grew up in Blakely, Georgia, on your family's farm. And right after high school, you enlisted in the Marine Corps. Hooah!
You know the language.
Yeah.
Yeah, I speak Marine. After 9/11, you were deployed as an infantry commander in Afghanistan, where you saw extensive combat. I got to ask your take on all these other people that have served, putting out a simple video saying you should not obey illegal orders, and what's ensued from that. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, when I saw that video, I said, that's spot right on, because some people trying to make it seem like they did something wrong. No, they didn't. At the end of the day, every last one of us, when we go into the military, within the first 3 to 4 days, we're actually taught. Doesn't make a difference if you're going to boot camp or if you go into any one of our service academies, we're taught that you have the ability to stand up, because we're producing leaders and we're smart, to stand up and say, you know what, that's a legal order or it's immoral. Because think about all the wars that my generation has went through. If you just blindly say, I'm going to follow all these orders, guess what? We'll go back to World War II, and you will be on a trial, and you will go to Leavenworth and spend a long time there. So at the end of the day, people are trying to spin it. The question comes into play, currently what's going on down in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Is that legal or illegal? I don't know, but at the end of the day, we did have a 4-star general say, you know what, I had enough. I think I'm going to step out of the game and move on to my retirement.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to say, you were talking about the issues that Marjorie Taylor Greene's been talking about, that, and apparently listening to her constituents. Somebody threaded, Beatty says, I know MAGA are generally dishonest, but I've never seen this level of misinformation before. The White House has resorted to posting ridiculously inaccurate information about job numbers, inflation, prices, approval ratings, and more. When the White House has to blatantly lie about what's happening, things are really bad. That's how they ran the 24 campaign, right? But the difference is, if you're looking at polling, people aren't buying it anymore. They aren't buying. I mean, they know what's the big supermarket where you are.
The big supermarket where we are is Walmart.
Yeah,
okay.
There you go.
I was going to say Piggly Wiggly. That's a different.
we got a couple Piggly Wigglies, but Walmart is a store. And what I would tell you, about a week and a half ago, when the government was shut down and we didn't have our SNAP coming in, because 141,000 people here in what we call the 14th district is connected to SNAP. So we have a lot of seniors and children that are in great need. Walmart was empty.
Yeah.
Empty. Hence, people can feel that the economy is not going well. Let me rephrase that. The economy is not going well for regular, everyday, hard-working people. Maybe if you're a billionaire, you might be saying a whole different thing. But we don't have those people here in Northwest Georgia. We just got good, hard-working people. And Donald Trump and his team, Marjorie said it plain. She said, guess what? It's not going to work. We're going to fail. And the Democrats are going to take over the midterm election.
Yeah. And she also called out that they don't have any health care plan.
No. Matter of fact, before I hopped on with you, I saw where it popped up that apparently the president's going to announce some kind of health care plan.
Yeah.
I think we've been down this road before, but I want to see him announce something. It won't work.
Yeah.
It won't work.
I want you to listen to this exchange. John King on CNN and Representative Jake Auchincloss about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yep. John King, CNN. Jake Auchincloss.
She's become kind of an ally on some issues. What do you make of this?
No, John, she hasn't. I just heard
Not on
David
the Epstein
Axelrod
files?
describe her. She's an outrage entrepreneur, and she will seek out whatever the hot button issue of the day is.
That's exactly it, right? An outrage.
Entrepreneur.
That's what she did. And now, if you look at all of this polling, Sean, people are really outraged about real things that affect their real lives, right? So all these fake issues, trans, all this stuff that they tried to fearmonger about, just doesn't seem like it's working anymore, does it?
It's not. Matter of fact, what I talk about is kitchen table issues, and I will tell you the way you're going to see that I'm actually winning this election is when you see that Donald Trump himself and his team start attacking me with a lot of those crazy commercials. Because guess what? They know that those things that they talk about, all those social issues, people don't care about that stuff. They're actually talking about how can I buy a house? How can I have health care? How can I have an affordable house? And specifically here in our area, why is corporate America buying up all our single family homes and then turning back around and saying, I'm not going to rent it to you, I'm going to lease it to you, and you claim that you got the American dream. That is not the American dream, and I'm going to put a stop to that.
I have to ask you, as obviously a cattle guy, so Trump on Thursday signed an executive order removing tariffs on Brazilian beef, coffee, and other goods that were previously subject to a 40% tariff. Last week, he cut tariffs on beef, coffee, bananas, and other imports as Americans grapple with high prices at the. I keep saying it every time. It's like arsonist, fireman. I mean, but it just specifically what he is doing to our beef farmers, right?
Exactly. It's not only to the beef farmers, but it's to all the farmers across the board. And if everything was working right with tariffs, then why do you need to take them off? Because he's now trying to bring down the prices of things in the grocery store. But at the same time, when he gave the $40 billion to Argentina to try to buy those guys out and then bring in beef, that beef is hurting people like me. And that's why you hear farmers complaining, saying, hey, wait a minute, this is the first time in the beef industry we're making money, but because of your actions, we're going to lose. And then one other thing I'll say, our soybean farmers that's here in my district are very upset is because they were told that there was a deal cut with China. China's still not really buying any soybeans, and they're not buying them in a timely manner. So hence, we still got plenty of farmers here in our district and across the country that are filing for bankruptcy right now.
Yeah. And this one, holidays approaching. According to a Lending Tree analysis, consumers and retailers would have faced an estimated $40.6 billion burden on gifts during the 2024 winter holidays if current tariffs had been in place. So I think it's going to be a tough holiday for people.
Yes, it's going to be a tough holiday on two ways. One is we're still feeling the results of the shutdown. Hence, we still got people standing in the line trying to get food. And then on top of that, people that want to go out and buy gifts, those gifts are going to be expensive. So guess what? Going to be less kids getting gifts. Going to be less families having the things they want to have. And oh, by the way, all of this lays on the lap of Donald Trump and the Republicans. And let's don't let Marjorie Taylor Greene off. She still got 4+ more weeks in Congress. And what I'm watching is not what she said in her resigning.
Yeah.
What I say to people is watch what politicians vote on. Will she actually do something for health care? Will she actually do something for any of these things she talked about? Or will she just stay up there to January 4th? Because of January 4th is significant. January 4th, if she finished that day, she then gets her retirement. And that's why she's leaving on January 5th.
That somebody else, I think it was AOC, called that out as well.
Yes.
Can I just say finally on the economy, affordability, all that stuff, they are just the gang that can't shoot straight. So J.D. Vance pleads for patience on the economy and a sharp departure from Trump. So Trump tells us everything's great and prices are way down, and then Vance is like, oh, well, not yet, but they will be. I mean, nobody is buying what they're selling anymore.
Nobody's buying what they're selling. And then on top of that, Trump is losing his grip on the Republican Party. Yeah. And by losing his grip on the Republican Party, he has a fracture now in what they call MAGA. And that's why I spend so much time not only talking to Democrats and independents, but I spend so much time talking to common sense Republicans, because common sense Republicans understand that what actually happened in America last week with the vice president's funeral should never happen. When a vice president is buried, all of our leaders supposed to be in the same church at the same time and come together. That's the first time that I know in our history that the president and the vice president was right there in Washington, D.C. and was not invited to the funeral.
Yeah, I was on Fox News last week, so I was in the bubble, but I thought extraordinary. They barely covered it. And I thought this is how far right the Republican Party has gone. They don't even barely mention Dick Cheney's passing, right, or funeral.
And I would tell you, man, when I'm speaking to common sense Republicans, that's the Republican side of the wing that I'm talking to, the Dick Cheney side of that world. And so at the end of the day, I would tell you right here on air, I plan to ask his daughter to endorse me because I'm looking for common sense Republicans to say, hey, we can make a difference right there in Northwest Georgia. Let's get in behind Sean Harris and let's go win this thing.
Yeah, let's go do this. The devil went down to Georgia, but now she's gone. So let's get Sean Harris in Congress.
Yes.
And we have linked to everything to show people how they can help. And I hope we will come back, and we wish you all the best.
And it looks like the special election will be either in February or March, correct?
That is correct. Right now, the way that piece works out is with Marjorie retiring or quitting on January 5th. Our Governor Kemp has X amount of days. We believe that he will make a decision right around January 10th. And from there, the election will be somewhere between February and March. But we'll see. For as I'm concerned, we are prepared to have the election today.
Yes.
Do this.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. We're not sitting around waiting. We in full-blown mode. I'd love to have y'all guys come down here to Rome, Georgia.
do it.
That's where I open my headquarters, and we can do this show directly from there.
I'm gonna take the midnight train to Georgia. I got Georgia on my mind. We love you back, Georgia.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Sean. Best of luck. We'll talk to you soon. Well, getting sick always happens at the worst time, doesn't it? Middle of the night, weekends, right before the holidays. Your doctor's office is closed. Urgent care means long waits and big bills. That's why I keep a medical emergency kit at home. Prescription medications ready when I need them. This is not a first aid kit. It's like having urgent care and pharmacy right in your home. You get essential prescriptions like generic Z-Pak, plus antibiotics for pneumonia, strep, ear, sinus infections, even meds for nausea and UTIs. Just match your symptoms to the guidebook or connect with the telemedicine doctor. Take your meds early, feel better faster. Listen to what Jenny from Texas said. We got hit by Hurricane Beryl with power out and no medical facilities open. I started on the antibiotics in my kit and quickly began feeling better. Order your kit online in minutes before you need it, and your kit is shipped to your door. Visit urgentcarekit.com/Stephanie. Use the promo code Stephanie. Save $45. That's urgentcarekit.com/Stephanie. That promo code is Stephanie.